From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Andrew Adams.
Well, clouds continue to thicken here across central Oklahoma, still mainly clear off to the east. And you notice there's that precip out in West Texas. And I've been looking at the observations the last couple hours. For a while, Lubbock Airport kept saying dry, dry, just overcast. But at the top of this hour, it's finally saying light rain. Same with the Seminole Airport that's further to the southwest. So you imagine, look at all that blue starting to come toward the Red River, that perhaps some light rain is starting to get very, very close to southwest Oklahoma. I think this leading edge is mainly virga, not hitting the ground yet, and none of this is freezing precipitation except for very high up. The melting layer is also pretty high up, so it melts as it goes to the ground and is rain. We're not going to see any snow today, but as we go through the afternoon, late morning and the afternoon, we could see some light rain, some sprinkles in spots. Some of us are dry enough at the surface that rain is light enough that it's just not going to reach the ground, so it'll be very hit or miss. It's not going to amount to much, but don't be astonished if you're driving this afternoon and you see a couple little drops on your windshield in some spots. Other than that, it's going to be very cloudy until this evening. We'll have a little bit of a clearing for a little bit, and then cloud cover resumes overnight. It'll pull back up from the south, and we're looking at maybe a couple sprinkles or more virga like what we were seeing earlier in southwest Oklahoma tomorrow afternoon, but mainly dry for a lot of us this weekend, and today has the better chance for some of that light drizzle than tomorrow. Here's our actual next best chance at some rain and thunderstorms. It's out of the Pacific, and it's going to take a while to get here. It is very slowly going to go toward the Baja Peninsula, through northern Mexico, through Texas, and then eventually pay us a visit. And it's going to take a couple days to do that. So before we get there, we've got the sprinkles today. Those leave. Getting nicer tomorrow, upper 60s, 70s by the time we get into our Monday and our Tuesday. So some really nice, very spring-like air. And then we reach Wednesday. There's our rain chance. This particular model, it's been saying it all morning. It says very early on Wednesday, 3 a.m. central and eastern Oklahoma, rain and a couple thunderstorms. Other models say more like 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Wednesday is when this arrives. So they're off by several hours. The key is Wednesday looks like the arrival time for that next storm system. And then chillier Thursday and on our Friday. And then we look way beyond into very questionable territory for Saturday and Sunday of this coming week. Notice how dry this particular model is. Other models say we're already seeing rain by Saturday, and then this one finally jumps ahead on Sunday and brings in some of that rain. So next weekend, we'll keep an eye on that. That system is going to play itself out over the next several days, fine-tune things. We'll see if we can get rain from that. But here's the clouds from Guthrie on our Lucky Star Skycam network. I've been showing this all morning long, and it is finally showing mostly cloudy skies with just barely a break of any thinner clouds along the horizon there. 38 out at Will Rogers. That came in an hour ago. Look at the rest of the metro. We're essentially all in the 40s now, except for Minco, 38 there as well. Some mid-40s starting to crack into the north. It's 45 in Stillwater, 44 in Woodward. So that south wind is doing work despite the clouds. We are in the 40s and windy. So since we are windy, it does make those 40s feel a little bit chillier. Feels like the 30s across central and northern Oklahoma. Some of us still feel like the 20s, 27 in Hobart and Clinton for wind chills, and then windy all the way through this afternoon. We'll have gusts this afternoon, 30 to 35 miles per hour, and out of the south, that will help us warm up, but cloud cover will keep us warming up too much, as well as all that moisture in the form of some of that drizzle. 51 Oklahoma City, 54 Clinton through Enid, through Ponca City, and maybe some mid and upper 50s try to work into the northwest. That's also where we've got some of our worst drought conditions and higher gusts. So northwest Oklahoma, I'm going to bump up that fire risk for this afternoon, something to keep in mind. We'll hold it here across central Oklahoma on the moderate scale just because we are a little bit dry, but we'll have enough moisture here at the surface that I don't think it's going to be a really huge issue, mainly keying in on northwest Oklahoma. And then any one of us essentially this afternoon could get a sprinkle here or there. But like I mentioned, it's not going to tack on the rain gauge. 32 overnight, Oklahoma City, some 20s in a couple of spots, and tomorrow is gorgeous, upper 60s and low 70s, and that's how we start the coming work week as well. President's Day looking great at 70. Before we get to the middle of the week, there's that Wednesday storm chance we'll be watching closely. That's all we got for now. News 9 is going to be right back in just a minute.